In the depths of ancient wisdom, where the mystics and philosophers of old sought to unravel the secrets of the universe, lies the profound Hermetic Principle of Polarity. This principle, as expounded in the Kybalion, whispers to us from the past, offering a lens through which we can discern the intricate dance of opposites that pervades all existence. It is through the understanding of polarity that we can begin to grasp the subtle nuances of balance and duality that shape our reality. Polarity, the essence of dichotomy, reveals that everything has its pair of opposites, affirmed and negated states that are not merely contrasting, but are intrinsically interconnected, differing only in degree. The allure of this principle lies in its simplicity and depth. Everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites. This dual nature is not a mere philosophical abstraction, but a fundamental truth reflected in the very fabric of the universe. The principle of polarity teaches that everything has a dual nature, with two opposite poles or aspects. This duality manifests as pairs of opposites that are actually different degrees of the same thing. Understanding this principle helps to see how positive and negative states are interconnected and how one can transform into the other. Triadic concepts in positive polarity and their negative counterparts. 1. Coexistence, positive polarity, versus equilibrium, negative polarity. Coexistence, positive. Positive polarity in this context refers to the harmonious coexistence of elements where A, B, and C mutually affirm each other. Equilibrium, negative. Negative polarity represents a balanced state where the negation of A, B, and C are in equilibrium, showing that their absence is interrelated. In positive polarity, coexistence reflects the mutual reinforcement and interconnection of elements, suggesting a dynamic and affirmative relationship among them. Conversely, negative polarity's equilibrium shows a stable state achieved through the absence or negation of these elements, maintaining balance through their mutual non-existence. 2. Reinforcement, positive polarity, versus feedback, negative polarity. Reinforcement, positive. Positive polarity here denotes a cycle of reinforcement where A leads to B, B leads to C, and C circles back to reinforce A. Feedback, negative. Negative polarity involves a feedback loop where the negation of one element leads to the negation of the next, forming a chain of negative causation. Positive polarity in reinforcement emphasizes a constructive cycle where each element supports and strengthens the next, creating a self-sustaining loop. In contrast, negative polarity's feedback highlights a loop of negation, where the absence or failure of one element leads to the subsequent negation of others, perpetuating a cycle of negativity. 3. Causal, positive polarity versus reversion, negative polarity. Causal, positive. Positive polarity indicates a direct causal relationship, where A causes B, B causes C, and the absence of A results in the absence of C, reversion, negative. Negative polarity represents a reversion process, where the negation of one element leads to the negation of another, but in a reversed or cyclical manner. Positive polarity in causal relationships demonstrates a straightforward and linear cause and effect chain, where each element directly influences the next. Negative polarity's reversion, on the other hand, reflects a cyclical process where the negation of elements occurs in a reverse sequence, indicating a return or reversion to a previous state of negation. The principle of polarity emphasizes the inherent duality in all things, presenting pairs of opposites that are essentially different degrees of the same concept. By examining triadic relationships, we can understand how positive and negative polarities manifest in different forms. Positive polarity represents harmonious, reinforcing, and causal connections, while negative polarity reflects equilibrium, feedback loops, and reversion processes. This exploration highlights the dynamic interplay between affirmed and negated states, illustrating the fundamental nature of polarity in shaping our understanding of the universe.